Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. We're going to start our event with Ms. Vaughn with a few words for the group.
Good evening and welcome. I think I already welcomed most of you here. I'm honored to be able to participate in this event tonight and congratulate each one of you and your families. Your achievements in the realms of scholarship, leadership, community service, and character are being honored here tonight. An honor such as this is a wonderful way for the school and community to recognize and celebrate the choices and sometimes the sacrifices you have all made. Remember that induction in the Honor Society is a beginning, not an end. You are all well on your way to making wonderful contributions to our world and are well on your way to leaving a legacy that will carry on for future generations of Grasso students. Congratulations to all of you. Please continue to make your school proud, your teachers proud, your families proud, and most importantly, yourself proud. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Lauren Basio, who will recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and Leah Lapointe, who will sing the national anthem. Please remain standing for both.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave of the land of the free and the home of the brave?
They snuck out the side. Thank you, Lauren and Leah. Our guest of honor this evening is Mayor Juan Melendez. This is his first year as the mayor in the town of Groton. He has volunteered in Groton with appointment to the water pollution. Let me start that part again. He has volunteered in Groton with the appointment to the Water Pollution Control Authority. He has served a term on the RTM. He has served a term on the council. He has collaborated with the town's Human Resource Department to improve the hiring practices to ensure diversity. He is the chair of the School Readiness Council. He has assisted in grant proposals to close the achievement gap. He has advocated for the funding of the new Resilience and Sustainability Coordinator position for the town, and he has advocated for the full-time addiction counselor to the Human Services Department. Please welcome to the stage our guest of honor tonight, Mayor Juan Melendez of the town of Groton.
Thank you for that introduction. When you put it all together like that, it sounds impressive, but I assure you, it's just every day that I just wake up and I try to just make a little difference in the world. But I just want to thank Rosso Tech for inviting me to speak today, particularly Miss Sandy Jamison, who was very helpful to me when I was preparing my remarks. And also, I'd like to thank a great friend and mentor to myself, Mayor Granatowski, who I'm sure many of you know. And finally, congratulations to the new National Honor Society inductees. I know it took a lot of work to get here, and I know that you know this is just the beginning. It's going to take a lot of work to continue going forward. So when I was asked to speak about the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society, I had to learn about them and think about what they meant to me in my life. And so this is sort of what I came up with. So I'm going to start with scholarship, and actually I'm going to start with what scholarship is not. Okay, so scholarship is not about 4.0 GPAs and 1,600 SAT scores. That's not what scholarship is about. Scholarship is about a lifelong commitment to learning. Okay, and I'm going to try to explain this with a story about a great man named Frederick Douglass, who I actually learned about in my senior year of high school, and it changed my life. Frederick Douglass was born in 1818 on a plantation in Maryland, and he was born enslaved. And in those times, great care was taken to make sure that slaves did not learn how to read. And there was a very good reason for this. And Frederick Douglass writes in his autobiography that he had a great fortune in 1826. He was moved from the plantation in Maryland to a house in Baltimore. And just to think about, that's something that passed as great fortune to someone of his circumstances. He was still a slave, just in a house in Baltimore. That to him struck him as great fortune. And when he got to this house, his new master, Mrs. Auld, apparently she didn't know the customs of slavery, and what she did was she began teaching a young Frederick Douglass, who was about 8 years old, how to read. Okay, and that's how he began his first steps of literacy, until Mr. Auld found out about the lessons that she was giving, and he scolded his wife, and he told her, if you teach him how to read, it will ruin him as a slave. As he put it, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. And young Frederick heard this, and he immediately understood what he had to do. He had to learn to read at all costs. That was his mission. He wanted to be unfit to be a slave, so he wanted to learn to read. So what he did, he took bread from the house every opportunity he could, okay, and he would give it to the young white children who were able to go to school but were poor. They were hungry. So he would give them the bread. And in exchange, they would teach him how to read. And that's how he learned how to read. It was very creative. And later in his life, he used that literacy to escape slavery. And he became a great orator and a great writer. And it allowed, basically for the first time, for the story of a slave to be told from a slave's perspective. And that was a huge asset to the abolition movement. He was a huge asset to the abolition movement. And so what I want you to learn from Frederick Douglass' story is my first challenge to you. I want you to learn that you can learn something from everyone. Everyone you meet, you should learn something from. And that's my first challenge to you. Learn something, at least one thing, from everyone that you meet. The second pillar, service. And to speak about this, I want to read an excerpt, and then from an essay. And then after I read it, I want to give you the context behind it. It says, "How lovely to think that no one need wait a moment. We can start now. Start slowly changing the world. How lovely that everyone, great and small, can make their contribution toward introducing justice straight away. Give as much as you can, and you can always, always get something, even if it's only kindness." So this was written on March 26, 1944, by someone named Anne Frank. And just for context, on March 26, 1944, Anne Frank was hiding in a secret annex from the Nazis. And what I want you to learn from Anne Frank is that she had every right for her circumstances to destroy her spirit of service and giving. But she did not allow her circumstances, even though she had every right to. And I'm sure if I were in her position, I would have allowed that to kill my spirit for giving and service. But she did not allow it. So what I want you to do, your second challenge, okay, is to never let your spirit for giving and service die, no matter what the world is beating you down on. Always keep that spirit alive. And if you have nothing to give, at least give kindness. Okay? Third pillar, leadership. And I want to again start with what leadership is not. Leadership is not about having power or fancy titles. It's about identifying problems in the world and working to fix them. It's not about waiting for someone else to fix it. It's about standing up and saying, this is a problem and I want to fix it. I'm going to lead the way to fixing this problem. So I want to read you a poem, and it was written by Theodore Roosevelt, and it's called The Man in the Arena. We can change it to The Man or Woman in the Arena. It goes like this. It's not the critic who counts, nor the one who points out how the strong person stumbled, or where the doer of a deed could have done better. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, who does actually strive to do deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotion, spends oneself in a worthy cause, who at best knows, in the end, the triumph of a high achievement, and who at worst, if he or she fails, at least fails while daring greatly. Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those timid spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much, because they live in the great twilight that knows neither victory nor defeat. So my third challenge to you is to always enter the arena, okay? Do not fear failure, okay? If you see a problem in the world, enter that arena and try to fix it and try to solve it. So that's the three challenges I have for you. So as we move to the fourth pillar, which is character, I want you to know that this is the most important pillar, character. It's more important than the other three, because if you do not have this pillar, then all your successes in the other three won't matter. But I'll give you a little secret. If you follow the three challenges, okay, learn something from everyone you meet. Never let your spirit for service die. And do not fear failure. Always enter the arena. If you follow those three, it will instill in you a great character. And with that, I want to congratulate you on your induction into the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Mayor Melendez. At this time, please welcome to the stage Nakari Johnson, NHS Alumni 2022, Jared Lacrosse, NHS Alumni 2020, Amanda Dorset, Class of 2024, and Gavin Jameson, Class of 2024, who will light the candles which represents the 4 pillars of success after the students read about that pillar. Just stand right there. Pick a candle. Any candle. Stand behind. There you go. Okay, please also welcome to the stage 4 of our seniors who will each read a passage about each of the 4 pillars that represent National Honor Society. Helen Peralta will read about scholarship. Next, Jose Garcia will read about leadership. Then, Jaden Lalamander will read about character. And finally, Cindy Holland will read about service. When they finish reading each of the passages, each of the candles will be lit that corresponds with that pillar of excellence.
The first pillar of National Honor Society is scholarship. National Honor Society students have and will maintain a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher.
Leadership. National Honor Society students are leaders who are resourceful, good problem solvers, promoters of school activities, idea contributors, dependable, and person who exemplify a positive attitude about life.
Character. National Honor Society students uphold principles of morality and ethics, are cooperative, demonstrate high standards of honesty and reliability, show courtesy, concern, and respect for others.
Service. National Honor Society students voluntarily contribute to his and her school and community, done without compensation and with a positive, courageous, and enthusiastic spirit.
Thank you all. You may exit the stage. Please welcome Shailene Castillo-Avar to the stage, who will recite a poem called If by Rudyard Kipling.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated. Don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor look too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet the triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it in one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and snow to serve your turn long after they are gone. And so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance, run. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Thank you, Shailene. At this time, I ask that the inductees rise and line up in order of their class and alphabetically.
First up, Lauren Bazio. Samantha Holly. Jalen Lopez. Benarice Acevedo. Ava Berto. Lusani Guzman. Alondra Johnson. Jacob Major. Richard Parsons. Adrian Bouchard. Sebastian Canty. Justin Cahoon. William Dudley.
Thank you. Next, I would like the inductees to come back on stage, which they're right here. Come on back, students. Okay, we'll do it after. Come on. All of the inductees, please come back, go all the way down so you fit. There's 13 of you. Maybe right about there, that should be good. Are they centered, folks? Are they centered? And face the audience. Can we fit? Are we good? Push down just a little bit, Lauren. Everybody move down just a little bit. Next, I would like Jared Lacrosse from the class of 2020, who will lead the National Honor Society Pledge. Now, students, when he reads this, you're going to recite after him, okay? So he's going to say like 4 or 5 words, and then as a group, you repeat after him. But to start, we're going to start with, he's going to say I, and you're all going to say I, and then we're going to go right down the line and say your name first and last, starting with Lauren. You guys get it?
Yes.
I think we can do it.
I, please state your names.
Lauren Vasio.
Jenna Lopez. Henry Mayo. Alondra Johnson.
Jake Reed. Richard Parsons. Adrian Bouchard. Sebastian Canty. William Dudley.
Please repeat after me. Being aware of the honor which is being bestowed upon me by my selection for membership in the National Honor Society, do hereby pledge loyalty to this organization. It shall be my earnest purpose to give unsparingly of my time and energy towards the promotion of all school activities. I will strive to be at all times a model student and will never knowingly bring reproach upon my school. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of this society for which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideals the ideals of my school and of my life. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jared, for leading the pledge and for joining us here at the ceremony tonight. As the students exit the stage, they will receive 2 items to give to their parents or guardian. The first is a yellow rose. This yellow rose is the official flower of the National Honor Society. The second item is a thank you note or card that they filled out to thank each and every one of you for your tireless hours of support and dedication they have received from all of you throughout their lives. So, hold on.
So now students, when you take your picture, again, as you exit the stage, you'll take your thank you card. So when you go back to your seat, you'll have it with you. And so William, yours is the farthest away, and then it goes in order. Okay? And another round of applause for our candidates.
You can smile, everybody. The stress is over. Here's Samantha. Okay, come on, quick.
They want the picture, you can get the picture. Get that.
It is now official. Congratulations on being the newest members of the Grasso Tech National Honor Society. Please give them another round of applause. So the second part of our ceremony is going to be to install our new officers. I would like to call them onto stage. First, we have Shailene Castillo-Ibar as our NHS co-president. Jennalise Cordero as our NHS co-president as well. Karen Hobbs as our NHS vice president. Leah Lapointe as our NHS secretary. and Cindy Holland as our NHS treasurer. This is kind of fine up there. Perfect. Oh, so cute. New officers, in accepting these offices, you have indicated your willingness to give your best effort to carry out the principles of the National Honor Society. Yours is a significant responsibility as well as a privilege. The world today, as never before, needs faithful and efficient leaders, and your chapter is looking to you to lead its members. To the chapter members, we ask you for your support of these new leaders of the chapter. Will you, this is a question, students, will you support these new officers with your heads, hearts, and hands to work with them for the betterment of our chapter and our school?
Yes.
We will is the response. We will. Excellent, excellent. All right. Now, with the support of your peers, your families, and the school staff and administration, this is to the new officers, do you pledge your leadership to these offices to which you have been elected?
We do.
One more time?
We do.
Nice. Okay, thank you. May your light blaze forth for a successful year, and at the expiration of your term of office, may it be passed on with satisfaction from the knowledge that much was accomplished for the good of our chapter, our school, and our community. Congratulations. And to all 5 of them, we thank you in advance for your dedication and commitment to the NHS. Oh, wait, Jenna-Lise, don't go anywhere. Before we conclude, Jenna-Lise will recite a poem, The Road Not Taken, by Robert Frost.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that passing there, had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Thank you, Jenna-Lise. Finally, as the NHS advisor here at Grasso Tech, I'm honored to work with such a bright, dedicated, and motivated group of individuals. It is going to be another great year. We currently have our 4 blood drives planned, a project with Thames River Magnet School to build benches out of repurposed materials, and a Stars for Troops party plan. I'm looking forward to their new ideas to help improve our community. Just want to give special thanks to our NHS committee members, Ms. Hendrickson, Mr. McVeigh, Mr. Rios, Mr. Russell, Ms. Sawyer, and Mrs. Smallwood. And I would like to give special thanks for our technical support as well. Mr. Carpenter, Mr. Hill, Mr. Jones, Mr. Lundell, and Mrs. Tillinghast. Finally, special thanks to our administrative team, Principal Feeney, Vice Principal Ms. Schmura, and Vice Principal Ms. Swan. And of course, our guest speaker, thank you again, Mayor Melendez, for taking your time out of your busy schedule to speak to our future leaders. In closing, we have some light refreshments. Please join us in the lobby for some light refreshments and some photo opportunities. What we would like to do, I think most of the students would want this, especially the parents, to maybe take a picture with Mayor Melendez. So if you want to do that, if you just kind of like line up like you did when you came up. I'll put the lights up, and we can maybe take the take the picture in front of the flag, and I think that will work out nicely. So without further ado, congratulations and have a wonderful